This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 666 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you, one day at a time. Today's tip is brought to you by Kentucky Performance Products, maker of Summer Games electrolytes and other fine nutritional supplements for your equine athlete. Greetings, horse folks. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is from Amanda Eckelberg of EQ Ready Records Management Services. Amanda provides some practical advice on essential information that could be vital in an emergency or to avoid one. But first, let's hear from our sponsor, Kentucky Performance Products, maker of Summer Games and Summer Games Plus electrolytes. How is Summer Games different from other electrolyte products? Summer Games Plus contains the same electrolyte formulation as Summer Games Electrolyte, which was originally formulated for the horses competing at the 1996 Olympics. The formulation was based on the results of research conducted in anticipation of the Games, which were held in Atlanta, Georgia, known for its hot, humid summers. Summer Games mimics the composition of equine sweat, supplying the horse with the exact amounts and ratios of electrolytes relinquished in sweat. Summer Games Plus contains no sugar, like many popular commercial electrolyte supplements. Summer Games Plus also contains a buffering agent that helps create a soothing gastric environment. This is especially important for horses subjected to the stresses often related to top performance, such as exertion, transportation, and unfamiliar stabling atmospheres. Ask for Summer Games and Summer Games Plus electrolytes at your local tack and feed supplier or visit kppusa.com. Now, on with today's tip. Welcome back, Amanda from EQ Ready Records. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing just lovely this afternoon. Got to go for a ride on my horse before the rains came, so it was pretty awesome. Did a lot of trotting around in the sand. Only missed a couple of cobwebs and sucked them up. They have cobweb.
Some of that rain this way.
It has rained. It is Thursday that we are recording on this. It has rained every day this week.
Oh, man. We haven't had rain over here in Texas for several weeks now. We're due.
You guys got pummeled pretty hard a few weeks back and then nothing, huh?
Yeah, then just enough to cut the hay, put the fertilizer out. Now it needs to rain again.
Now it needs to rain again. Well, and next time anybody asks, I will mention that Texas needs some rain.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And besides how much rain Texas needs, what are you going to enlighten us with today as far as good horsekeeping tips?
Well, I think one of the most important techniques to kind of perfect as a horse owner is being able to check your horse's vital signs. This is kind of one thing that gets overlooked a little bit, but yet it is so important, and it can give you a very early indicator that maybe something is not as it should be. And as we all know, time is of the essence when we're talking about horse problems and emergencies, especially when you're dealing with anything having to do with the vital signs, your respiration rate, temperature, all those kinds of things. So I really think that every horse owner needs to take the time to, one, learn how to check these vital signs, and two, become familiar with your horse's individual vital statistics.
Something that those of us who have horses who are relatively low maintenance might not bother to do.
Exactly. And,
so
horses like people... But who's going to go first? But like horses like people, some of them, one of the most common reasons for their vital statistics maybe to be off is pain. Horses like people, some horses tolerate pain better than others. So you may have a horse that may be experiencing some colic pain, maybe an abscess, muscle soreness, those things like that, but you may not know because maybe they're just better at hiding it, whereas you have other horses that, oh my gosh, a fly bites them and they're crippled for 2 days.
Yeah, the prima donnas.
Yes. So being able to to know what is normal for your horse can either alleviate some panic or, maybe give you rise to, oh, hey, I really kind of need to take note of this.
Yeah. So tell us what are the vital statistics? Because some folks out there, well, what the heck is a vital statistic?
Vital statistics for horses include taking their temperature. Normal body temperature for a horse is right around 99, 100 degrees. Obviously, if you're in South Texas in August and it's 105 degrees outside, their temperature is probably going to be a little bit elevated. If you're in Minnesota in January, their body temperature is probably going to be a little on the low side. So
that's where knowing your individual horse is important, isn't it?
Yes.
Right.
So another one is respiration rate, pulse rate. Those three things are, have to do with breathing, how a horse can cool himself, work versus recovery. Mm-hmm. Basically the same kinds of things in people. As far as temperature goes, that's one of the easiest ways to detect problems in your horse. And the way you take a horse's temperature is rectally. Not many horses are going to sit there with a thermometer in their mouth for a minute and not eat it.
And you can get digital thermometers for horses now, people. Make it easy.
Yes. 20 seconds, you're done. Very easy.
Easy.
Please be sure to, maybe put some KY jelly or some lube on the tip of it, or if you don't have that, hey, good old spit is good too.
The cow farmer way, just spit on that rascal.
You got to use what you got sometimes.
Hey, when there's an emergency, you use what you got.
And be sure, you stand to the side of your horse. Please do not stand directly behind them and try to put something in their rectum. Probably won't like that. If you stand to the side, at least if they do kick or raise their feet, they're probably not going to get you in the kneecap.
That's a good point.
So,
yeah.
Yes. And also, whenever you do insert the thermometer rectally, try to tie a string with a little hair clippy on it. That way you can clip it to the tail so it doesn't get sucked in and get lost forever, because then you have a bigger problem than what you started with. So
has that ever actually happened to any horse that you were aware of? Because I was told the same thing, but I've never actually heard of it happening.
Not one that I was involved with. However, I have had plenty of friends and veterinarians with plenty of stories about going fishing. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It does have, it's kind of one of those things, that whenever I first started in the horse business, it was just one of those, commandments. You don't take a horse's thermometer without clipping it to the tail. You just don't do it. Never do it. Don't even try it. So I never did. So okay. I never lost one. But, I know plenty of people with plenty of stories who have. So.
Oh gosh. Don't be that person, people.
Yeah,
put a string on there.
Prevention is the best medicine.
Oh my gosh. So learn their temperature, one. Take their pulse, and so hopefully when your horse is hanging around, relaxed, standing on the cross ties, eating some hay, whatever, he's in that 36 to 42 range.
Right.
And where's the best place to take a pulse, or where's an easy place to take their pulse?
An easy place to take a pulse is right under their jaw, kind of where their cheeks are, right inside their cheeks. You can put your index finger and your middle finger right in there, and you can feel their pulse rate. You can feel their heart beating.
And practice this, people.
And practice, yes, because you can feel the difference. If you want, ask your vet. They can show you exactly how to do it, exactly what it should feel like. Those kinds of things give you, their insight as well. Yes. Obviously, if you have a stethoscope, that's handy, but not many people do.
Not many of us do. And when your vet's coming out anyway to give your horses annual vaccines or just some routine something, if you're not familiar with or comfortable with taking a horse's pulse and you're really not too sure how to go about it, ask the vet to show you. They really won't mind.
No, and it only takes a few seconds, and most vets are happy to client education. Teach you how to do that. The respiration is easy. Obviously, you just watch their flanks. Count one breath in and out as one breath. That should be between 8 and 15 breaths per minute. and one cardinal rule, the respiration should never exceed the pulse rate.
Oh, that's a good one.
Time.
That's a good one. Write that down.
Yes. So
cool.
you take it for 15 seconds and then multiply it by 4 to get your breaths per minute. And that's your respiration rate.
I got to do math. Okay.
Well, all the phones have calculators on them now. It's easy. We don't have to think anymore.
And two more that frequently don't go under the vital statistics section in most veterinary care manuals, but I have found so handy to know for so many common problems with horses is their capillary refill time.
Yes.
Which is when you crack open their little lips and you press your finger against their gums above their incisors real hard, and then take your finger off and watch how long it takes their gums to come back to color so that you can't see that little fingerprint anymore, along with the normal color anyway, because if you pry open their lips, they're looking a little colicky and their gums are yellow, you've got a serious problem on your hands.
Yes, seriously.
That's when you have speed dial a vet.
Yes, pink and moist is what you want. You don't want red, you don't want white, you don't want yellow or purple or blue.
There you go.
Pink and moist.
That's right. And one of my favorites also is their hydration level. You can pinch their skin on the skinny part of their neck where you would give them a shot. The skinny muscular section. You just take a pinch of skin between your index finger and your thumb. You pull it out and then you let it go, and it should, quote, snap back within about 2 or 3 seconds. And if it doesn't, if it slides back slowly, again, if you don't already, you are about to have a serious problem on your hands.
Yes.
But these are all great things if you have to call your vet for whatever reason. Horse is just out of sorts. You can't really put your finger on exactly what's wrong with him. All of those things, his temperature, his pulse, his respiration, his capillary refill time, and his hydration will help your vet be ahead of the 8 ball by the time he gets out there, or if he can't get there for a while, it can help you and your vet work together to have a care plan until he can get there.
Yes, absolutely. The more information, better. Vets are into details. The more information you can give them, the better they can advise you about what to do.
Well, there you go. So know your horse's vital signs personally. Know what normal is according to the textbooks so you can help other folks when they need help. And if you want more information on these sorts of topics, you can stop by Amanda's website, eqreadyrecords.com. And over there on the right-hand side, there's a little blog link, and she has a monthly blog that she does, has all sorts of great and interesting horse management tips for all of us horse folks. It's a great place to learn new things and be reminded of things that you learned 30 years ago and forgot. And don't forget, support our sponsors here on Horse Tip Daily because they make these podcasts possible. Today's sponsor has been Kentucky Performance Products, makers of Summer Games and Summer Games Plus electrolytes. Ask for Summer Games by name at your local tack and feed supplier, or you can visit them online at kppusa.com. You can also join Kentucky Performance Products on Facebook. Just search Kentucky Performance Products. Please stop by the Horse Tip Daily Facebook page and let us know what you think of the tips you hear on the show. It's also a great place to tell us about topics you'd like to hear us cover on the show. You can subscribe to all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network through iTunes or Zune and get your horse podcasts automatically downloaded to your iPod, Zune, or MP3 player. You can also listen to the shows right on Facebook. The player's right there every day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, go ride your horse! The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.